Now we're going to look at number 9 from the 4-6 worksheet. Now what we're going to be doing on this problem is we're going to be taking this trinomial up here and we're going to multiply it by this binomial. And this one's arranged in a vertical kind of format, which you might find easier than in a horizontal format like questions number 21, 23, and 25 are arranged. If you want to take any of those, you could always arrange them in this vertical format if you wanted to. Now the first thing you want to notice is that the like terms in this kind of problem do not have to be lined up in columns like they were when we were adding and subtracting polynomials. It's because we're not really combining like terms here yet. We'll do that in a minute. But when we start, we're just multiplying. So you can kind of think of this the way when you first learned how to multiply bigger numbers. You kind of arrange them like if we were doing 238 times 16. We arranged them kind of like that, right? And then if we were doing this problem, the first thing we'd do is we'd take the 6 times each one of these digits on the top. And then we'd put a 0 placeholder and take the 1s times each one of these place digits at the top. And then we'd add those two results down here to get our final answer. Well, this is going to be very similar to how we did that problem right there when we were younger. We're going to start with the 3a, and we're going to multiply the 3a times each of these terms on top. Now you don't necessarily have to start down here on the right end. You can start with the 3a and the a squared, which is on the left side. You don't have to follow the same pattern that you did back here when we were learning how to multiply these. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 3a times each one of these three terms. But before I get there, I'm going to change those to add the opposites so I realize and don't forget that they're negatives. Now I'm going to take 3a times a squared. 3a times a squared gives me 3a to the third. Plus, now I got to do the 3a times the negative 5a. 3a times negative 5a is negative 15a squared. Then I'm going to take 3a times negative 7. So that's negative 21a. So this is what I got when I took the 3a times each one of the terms in the top polynomial. Now I need to take the 2 times each one of the terms in the top polynomial. Now watch what I do with where I write my answers, because I'm going to write my answers to each one of these in a specific spot, and hopefully you can kind of tell where I'm writing those. So 2 times a squared gives me a 2a squared. And notice I'm writing that underneath the other a squared term. Now I'm going to take the 2 times negative 5a, and that gives me negative 10a. And I wrote that one underneath the other a term that I got as an answer. Now I take the 2 times the negative 7, that's going to give me negative 14, which I write off here to the side because I didn't have any other constant terms to combine it with. Now I'm going to draw my line here. Now I'm going to add my like terms. You'll notice now I have a squareds lined up in a column, a's lined up in a column. There were no other a to the third power, so there's nothing down underneath that. There were no other constant terms, so there's nothing above that term. We'll go and we'll take 3a to the third, add it to nothing, leaving us 3a to the third. Now I have negative 15a squared and a positive 2a squared. That gives me negative 13a squared plus negative 21a and negative 10a is negative 31a plus the negative 14 because it doesn't get combined with anything. So this right here is our final answer from when we took this trinomial times this binomial. We multiplied each term in the binomial times each term in the trinomial, and then we stacked up our like terms and combined them.